Hey guys, welcome back to the 7.5 Arms podcast. I'm Braden, and today I'm with my fellow host Mo,
Yo, what's up, guys?
Max,
That's me.
and Charlie.
Hey.
And today we'll be talking about what really gave us the idea to start a podcast. So basically, we were kind of all in a call playing games, and we got bored, so we started talking about creepy occurrences in our lives, or just creepypastas. Oh, and also scary dreams. But anyway, today we'll circle back to what gave us the motives to do a podcast. Does anyone want to start?
Sure. I guess I'll start. So yeah, like Brayden was saying, we were all like in a Discord call, and we were playing some video games, and then after that, we started talking. I don't know how, but we got to like talking about like scary stories and like scary occurrences and stuff. And yeah, and I think just like after talking for like we started talking for like a really long time. It was like hours maybe. I don't know. But
It was about an hour or two.
yeah, and I think at the very end of it, like I think we were all just like, kind of like entertained by like what we were talking about, and I think at the very end it was me, and I was like, "Dang, this would be like a good idea for like a podcast or something." Like,
Yeah.
and we were really,
What Mo's trying to do is take all the credit for starting this idea.
yeah, for sure.
But what scary story do you have? Anything to start us off? Because I can think, because not all of it was it actually being creepy. We were laughing at how stupid some creepypastas are, and if you want a
Can we
quick
explain them what a creepypasta is first?
it's really it's
So
basically a fake scary story is what it is.
Yeah,
It
it's a-
sort of disguises itself as real in a sense, like
Mm-hmm.
they're
And like
obviously
some of these
fake.
get like a really big traction. If you guys know what
definition
Slenderman is,
creepypastas
Yeah.
are horror-related legends or images that have been copied and pasted around the internet. These
Mhm,
internet
and I
entries
think-
are often brief, user-generated paranormal stories intended to scare readers. They include gruesome tales of murder, suicide, and otherworldly occurrences.
yeah, I think the biggest one of them is Slenderman, right? That's probably
Either
the
that or
biggest
Jeff
one.
the Killer. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
or Hero Brian.
Oh yeah, Hero Brian too, for sure.
Those
Okay,
are like
Jeff the Killer. That's
Oh.
it's just like
that.
not
Well,
a
okay,
good
so
story.
that's the
None of these are
flagship.
good. None of them are good.
Sense.
That's the flagship thing that people think of when they think creepypasta. Usually, they think Jeff the Killer. Like I get how Slenderman could be also synonymous with it, but I mean I don't know.
Yeah, but I think like something to talk about though first is like when we're just talking about creepypastas, we should mention a lot of these are not good. A lot of these are not
No,
scary.
If you
They're
ever
really funny.
so
When you were like 5.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're like
It's
scary.
really intended to scare
people are
children,
never
though.
in contact with creepypastas long enough to the point where they're an adult and they're actually scared by these stories. That being said, not all of them are poorly written. Okay, some of them are
Some of them
actually
are-
like
yeah.
really good stories, but and some of
For
them
sure,
are
for sure.
bad. And I have to tell you, when they're bad, like like you don't even know.
They're hilarious.
Like they
They're
do not
hilarious.
get they do not
Hilarious.
get scary at all.
When we were mentioning them
really
in our
funny.
first Discord call, we were dying laughing. I remember we were
It's
just
like
it was so funny.
something about Jeff the Killer. There's nothing really about it that makes it scary.
Yeah.
The go to
there's nothing
sleep
about
thing.
it that scares me.
Stabby.
Yeah,
I think
well,
we've
it's only like a brief moment. It's not enough to like freak me out for like forever.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I have to mention that up until like
I
about
see why.
2 weeks ago, Braden and Mo were still afraid of the Lavender Town music from Pokemon Red and
No!
why do we have to mention that? Why do we have to mention that?
Blue.
No!
Because you two are little baby boys, and when I
I'm
mentioned
just
it,
little baby boy, bro. Lavender
Okay,
Town
okay,
syndrome.
okay.
I'm scared of it.
Okay. This out of all of us, I'm probably the biggest baby out of all of us.
No,
Like,
yeah, I could literally just scream into my mic at a random moment.
He's
and
a
Mo
big
will
baby
lose it.
man.
Again, I'm pretty
Big-
sure we've
big old
mentioned this
baby
in all
man.
podcasts. I get scared very easily, and it's not even like from scary stuff. Like if I'll be walking. I remember one time I was walking in school, like down the hallway, and one of my friends just like pats me on the back. He's like, "Hi Mo, what's up?" And I got so scared, I jumped out of my
you
shoes.
could have an
I don't know
anxiety
why.
syndrome.
I
That
don't
happens,
think it's
being
that.
easily scared. Well, I mean, if I had to pick my friends to take into a haunted house, I'd probably.
I'd be
I'd be a
number
bit
one.
weary to pick you because I feel like you'd have a heart attack. I'd pick someone who'd get scared but not die up and
Oh
on.
yeah,
me.
that's me.
I don't think I'd
Bro, I
die
would
though.
more-
No, I
kinda-
think that'd be funnier.
I like scary stuff though. Like,
It'd
I
be
love
funnier
horror
if
and
Mo
stuff.
just passed away in a haunted house
What the heck? This took a really dark turn. Oh
That
my
took a dark
god.
turn really
Because I was
quick.
calling you
Yeah,
two
that-
babies because they're afraid of music. That's what they're afraid of.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Okay,
I think,
well they're
I
no
think
longer
me-
afraid of music. If you want to know what
Yeah.
we're talking about for context, just search up Lavender Town, Pokemon Red and Blue, and
Me
listen
and
to it.
Brayden,
I can
me and Brayden
agree.
thought we were scared of it.
If you want to
But-
know what part of it we're scared of, look up Lavender Town Syndrome.
Yes,
That's
the
a
one.
that's a creepypasta, and we'll probably get
Yeah.
into it. But so
Oh, and I should probably mention this. We're not scared of the actual creepypasta. The creepypasta is dumb. But
Yeah,
the
I don't
music is just
really like
eerie, and like even after
Oh,
listening to
yeah.
it, it's not even that bad. I thought I was scared of it. It's not that bad,
Yeah, no,
actually.
it's fine.
Yeah,
A
it's
few times
totally
we
I was
listened
never
to it, and
scared of
Mo, we were like throwing our headphones off. We were like, no,
Yeah,
no.
I thought it was gonna be really bad, but then I actually took a listen. I was like, why was I scared of this again? I
Yeah,
was like, I was like,
exactly.
why? Yeah.
The other games have better Lavender Town.
me and
sound
Max
effects.
kept laughing at them because.
All right.
Yeah, we kept
Crybaby.
playing it as a
Literally just
meme because
baby.
they'd always get scared.
All right. So Charlie and Max, how would you guys get scared very easily? I don't think you guys
No,
do that easily.
not
Okay, but
really.
were there
I don't
any
really
games,
get
like
that
as
scared.
kids that really scared you guys? Like, was there
I,
anything?
I really liked watching.
Anything as a kid that scared me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
as a kid,
like
Closet Open. Closet Open.
Oh,
if
yeah.
my closet was
I-
open, I was like gone. I was gone.
Yeah. I'd run over to my
Max.
closet and close
Max,
that.
what about that one scary dream you were telling us about?
Oh
that
no,
was-
I don't like this
yeah,
one
eyes.
because this one freaks me
Charlie
out.
did not like it. Charlie did not like it.
This one freaked Charlie out. Oh my god. It's actually
I'm not the
Once
best at
again.
explaining it, and Max definitely is because he's the one that had it.
It's his
But,
dream. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Max, take it away.
Go for it. Tell us this dream.
So the setting is about around 2014.
Okay.
It was Christmas time. It was Christmas Eve night. It was right before Christmas. I was trying to go to sleep because it's hard to go to sleep when it's Christmas time because I was so excited for the next morning. And so finally I went to sleep. It was around like 11 p.m. I believe because I was put to bed early because I'm baby. And I had a dream. It was about Bakugan because I used to be into Bakugan. 'Cause I like Bakugan. And then I suddenly woke up and
In your
I-
dream
I-
or in your life?
I woke up in my dream, but I didn't know I was still in my dream.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm
That makes it even scarier.
I'm still in my dream, and I was looking around my room because I thought I was actually awake, and I see the closet door open, and I see a little, like I could see an eye, like a red eye, and it immediately closed the door a little bit, and I couldn't see it anymore, and I was freaking out, and I cuddled under my blankets, and I was pretending like I was still asleep, but still peering at the closet. And then, like after about a minute of waiting, the closet door suddenly started to open again, and I was shaking, and finally it opened, like halfway opened, and I thought I could see somebody, but I couldn't see anybody in the closet anymore. And so I started peering around my room, and I was looking around, and as soon as I looked sideways, like I was sitting on my bed looking up, and I turned to the side and looked over to my right, and I just saw a face, and then I woke up from my dream.
Oh, I hate
And I
it
did-
so much. It's
Dude, that is.
Yeah.
the reason that
Yeah,
it's creepy is not
it's
because like if you saw a figure there, that also be creepy, but that means that it was leaning like towards you.
Like
That means
at
it-
your feet.
It was like right next to you, and you didn't know. Dang.
Like-
That's a scary dream.
You have no idea.
How long you think it was there for?
We don't know.
It was like I could see it for like a second, and then I
just
immediately
woke up.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I find
freaked out so
about my
much. I was
body sometimes, like about my body, like when I'm sleeping, like I'll have like a half sleep paralysis thing where my eyes are still shut, I can't open them or whatever, but my body's conscious, like my mind is conscious, not my body, and like I'm trying to move myself, and it takes me like a good maybe 10-20 seconds to actually force my body to move, but it's like weird, like I'm fully conscious, I can't move.
On the topic of dreams, real
Sleep
quick,
paralysis.
Brendan, have you ever had a dream where you actually like had a right hand and like a right arm, like in a
Not
Philly?
that I remember, but I bet you I probably did at one point.
I never remember any of my dreams.
Yeah,
I
neither do
maybe like
See-
one out of every like 100. I don't know. I don't remember
A
them.
lot of the dreams that I remember aren't that bad, but I can remember. So, one of my telltale signs that I'm really sick or like that I'm about to throw up is that when I go to sleep, like I'll have a bad dream and I can't sleep. And there's this one that will always stick out to me, and it was either my mom or my dad. It was this. My dad just told me to run from it, and he didn't explain what it was to me. He didn't explain what it was. He just said to run from it, and I'm like, okay, bit weird. And then and so I sprint into the church and sprint to a church, and it's like this really large church, and you got all the benches, you got the altar, and so I hear a noise and I see this like large looming figure, and so I'm sprinting. So I'm running up a pair of stairs, and I'm on like the second floor, but it's overlooking the first, and the figure cornered me at this point, so I jumped off the railing back into the church. And when I went outside, I just walked into the same church. It's like I couldn't escape it.
Ooh.
And so,
Dude, that's pretty weird.
I ended up hiding in the back in this like it was a dressing room. It was this was a church that my dad sang at. He doesn't sing at it anymore, but like we had a dressing room where we waited in and stuff. And there was a flight of stairs, and so I went down the flight of stairs and I went into the dressing room, and it was really large, and there was a bunch of and I was hiding in the clothes, and I hear the door open, and the figure was there. I could see it, and it looked like it turned around facing the open door. And it wasn't looking at me. I didn't think it noticed me. And then all of a sudden, it turns really quickly, shifts towards me, and runs at me. And
Whoa.
I woke up,
Ooh.
but I remember that thing's face. Like, I could see that thing's face. Like, after I had woken up, like, there was just this mental picture in my head when I woke up. And then I threw up spaghetti off the side of my bed.
Why am I laughing? I'm so sorry.
No, it's funny, but
The Mario.
Throws up spaghetti.
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 But yeah, no, that's probably one of the scariest dreams I've ever had. There was another one where I was just trapped in a canister and I was being thrown like into space, and I couldn't get out.
Ooh.
And I remember like my mom tried to get me out of there, and then it just like got flung into space, and then I just had to watch as the earth blew up.
Whoa. That's kind
Yeah,
of dark
and-
too.
Yeah, but
I think the worst dreams are the ones where you can't do anything about it, you know? I think that those are the worst
thing
ones.
about like the worst dream, like you can't speak, like you're like trying to
Oh,
yell
yeah.
because you can't move, or you're trapped and you can't make any noise. Like you're like
Mhm.
like, you can only make a slight noise.
I've had some lucid
And like
dreams
Charlie, as you
before
were
though.
talking about it. Yeah, like I think
I've never
I
been
remember-
able to lucid dream though. I've always wanted to.
Drink
I
apple
don't remember
juice.
any of my dreams, but like I don't know why, but sometimes like
Drink
when I'm
apple
sick,
juice?
Drink apple
wait, that
juice.
helps.
Huh?
I
Like
don't
drink
know.
apple juice and it.
That-
Is that like
that's someone had told me that, and the first time I was like, okay, I'll drink a lot of apple juice, and I did, and I lucid dreamed. It might have been a placebo effect, but I drank some apple juice, and I was like, huh.
maybe it's like a mind thing? I don't know.
That's what I said. It's maybe a placebo.
No, I don't know what
You
that
know
word
what it-
means.
A placebo is basically
that?
so. I don't think. Just it's pretty close to what you said. It's
like
a
giving someone a
placebo.
pill
It's like if
and
you're
telling them-
so if you're given a pill and it's just a sugar pill, and it said to treat your stomach ache.
Make you better. Yeah.
Yeah, your
I know
body
what
will
you're talking
feel
about,
better
yeah.
because it's put something in it.
And yeah. I know. I definitely know what you're talking about.
Placebos even work when people are told that it's a placebo. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
It's been
kinda...
Well, yeah, that I've actually experienced something like that before.
Where your mom said, "Oh yeah, it's just a sugar pill, Max. It won't cure you," and then you can suddenly walk again. Fun fact: Max was born with no legs. He grew them himself.
No, that's not true. So
Placebo making a seeing
he's
again.
lying.
He had to
All right,
fly around
who
on a
else
little
has
dinky
stories?
jetpack.
Little 2-year-old Max flying around in jetpack.
It only lifted you only slightly off the ground.
And
Enough
one
if you
day
had
I
legs.
woke up and they were just back.
What?
They
Yeah,
grew.
you took a sugar pill and you woke up with legs.
Like, oh, there they are. All right, who else has scary stories? I actually have one.
I feel like we should go over that. This is like the scary dreams, and then we'll get into scary stories, and then we'll get into
Okay, yeah,
the stupid copypastas because I have creepypastas.
Copypastas.
That's also a thing. Copypastas.
All right, so yeah, so I have one more dream story. So I forgot when this happened because it wasn't as big or impactful to me as the previous story I had, but so I like as soon as my conscious spawned in my dream, I was in this red lighted room with a bunch of like I was in a grocery store, and there was just a monster chasing me, and it was huge and a black figure, and I don't know, but just in my mindset, I was just running. Like, I didn't know what was going on, but I just knew I had to run away from whatever that thing was.
Oh.
And so I turned a corner and I was hiding, and I'm running. I enter an aisle, and he's just standing there and jumps at me, and then that's when I woke up. So every time I die in a dream, I wake up.
I just imagine the Foxy jump scare from FNAF 2. It's just got the scream.
But imagine if you're like mentally conscious that you're dreaming in a nightmare, and like you try to approach the thing, like try to.
Dun, 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 dun,
Like,
dun.
what do you think would happen if you tried to be friendly? With
You're
a monster
you're
in your dream?
approaching.
Missing.
Dude, the
Can't
the
touch you without
cerebral
getting closer.
world.
Oh, Braden swore. Gotta
Yeah,
think of that.
Yeah.
I haven't had
Bad
any
boy.
lucid. I don't think I've had any lucid dreams where it was a nightmare. It's because usually lucid dreams mean you can control the dream.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to think of a time.
Timestamp.
I'm trying to think of.
Oh, while you're thinking, I'll just add a quick one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Like this, I don't know why. I'm scared of the weirdest things, but things that I'm scared of are like, were you guys like all like scared of the dark when you were like a kid?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yes,
Like I wasn't.
I'm a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
I
not really
wasn't
scared of the
fond
dark
of it.
anymore.
I can't tell you
Yeah.
that I like the dark.
I was scared of the dark as a kid. Not anymore. I'm a big boy now. But
I'm still in my pitch.
You sure? I mean, you're scared
No,
to enter
I'm
the
s-
light sometimes.
no, okay.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a pitch
Yeah,
black
I'm
closet
chilling,
right now.
I'm
I'm
Like,
chilling
I'm so
though.
close to running over and turning my lamp on. I swear.
Really? I'm
I
I'm
wasn't-
good, bro. I'm chilling.
I'm like,
I'm
Dude,
I
I
was scared of the
really
dark,
want to play. Never mind.
You can't do it. Run like an actual call. We're not in the server.
Yeah, Charlie. Come
Dang.
on.
You can't tell Groovy to play music now, fool.
Yeah, so what I was saying is when I was a kid, like my three biggest fears were being scared of the dark, being by myself, and deep water. And I'm still scared of deep water. I don't know why.
Mo could never be a diver.
People
I could
should
never
be
be,
afraid
yeah.
of deep water. Have you seen what kind of stuff lives there? That literally scared the shit out of me for a second.
Oh my god, why?
My heart jumped. Like, my heart jumped out of my chest for a second. Like, I
thought
was gone.
I
I was
thought-
about to run.
I
played
had
that?
been
No,
caught
it's
so
not
off
a
guard
blast.
because I was gonna play that exact
Yeah,
same
boy.
thing.
way.
And I was about to play it, and then all of a sudden I heard it. I'm like, I didn't press it, and it. My heart skipped a beat for a solid second.
My heart jumped out of my chest when I heard it. I was like, no, I'm gone.
Mo, you okay?
I heard.
Oh my god.
Did it scare Mo?
See, that's
Nah,
the thing,
dude,
like,
I'm
Sonic
good.
EXE, no, Sonic
Wow.
EXE
I was
scared me
scared.
so
Now,
much
now
as a
I'm the
kid.
big
I'm
baby
good.
Sonic
man.
EXE was one of the scariest things to
Mo
me.
took a quick look around his room when he heard that.
I did not.
No,
I'm
It
the big
is
baby
lit.
man now. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you
okay,
should
go.
be afraid of the deep, because have you seen
Yeah.
the type of fish that live there?
Bro, Deepwater, dude, just Deepwater scares me.
There's,
So
like,
the one
unknown.
of the one
Yeah,
dreams
like
I remember, and this is like I don't know, I don't want to say it's reoccurring, but I know I had it once. But it's basically me like stranded in the middle of the ocean.
Ooh.
It's just terrible. Just
Which ocean?
can't even think about
Which
it.
ocean?
It's just a big body of water, and you're in
The
middle,
Indian
you
Ocean?
don't see anything.
The Pacific Ocean?
In a good
The Atlantic
Charlie,
Ocean?
good
Yeah,
joke.
he would know.
Good joke. I like it. Yeah,
Point
that's,
Nemo. I'm asking the
Point
Antarctic
Nemo
Ocean.
further.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
Point
just
Nemo is actually
it's just a
scary.
big body of water.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna talk about Point Nemo for just 1 second. So, if you don't know, Point Nemo is the farthest you could be from land, and it's in the Pacific Ocean. And so, there's like nothing there. No one lives close enough to you.
But are there any,
It's
like, there's a
so
bunch of
far
fish
away
though,
from
right?
land. It's so far away from land that the closest humans to you are the people in the International Space Station. That's how
That is true, that-
it's creepy. Like you are that far from civilization. And NASA
Whoa,
aims when like satellites are coming back to Earth, they aim it for Point Nemo. So like if you ever went to Point Nemo and you decided to deep dive,
No.
you'd find
I would do
old
that.
space stations, and it would be creepy because it'd be decrepit and fish would be living in it.
Dude,
Oh,
that is pretty scary.
I can't get over how creepy the ocean is.
I've never heard of that.
I'm not necessarily afraid of the ocean, but there's absolutely
I'm
things in
very
the
afraid
ocean
of
that
the
I'd never touch. Like absolutely.
I hate
you know
the beach.
colossal squids? Colossal
Yeah, I know.
squids are
But
scary,
those-
man.
Yeah, dude, I don't like going to the beach. I do not like the beach. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan.
Because
I'm offended.
Sonic EXE is gonna come out of the water and eat Mo.
Uh-oh.
Okay, wait, should we-
Max is
should
gonna
we,
play it again. I know he was. I know he was reaching for it.
All right,
No,
should we
literally,
segue?
my hands were on my headphones ready to take one of them off so I didn't have to hear it so loud again.
Should we segue
was
from
so
dreams
loud.
to the next topic?
All right, yeah.
Well,
So
if you wanted to break
legitimately
the
scary
creepypastas-
stories. So
Oh, legit
Oh.
scary stories? Alright, bet.
yeah. I guess these could be fake too.
Scary occurrences.
Not necessarily. It does. Okay, so to lay some ground rules. No,
Can you not?
It's a UFO.
that's not gonna scare me.
Max, it's not
Max,
working.
just
I
stop.
apologize for that. That was Max. That time it didn't
supposed to be
scare
the
me.
laugh.
He tried to play the Sonic that
Max
I
is just sitting here with his
I-
phone, just ready to play noises.
I do
what
have
was I
my
gonna
phone
say?
here.
Oh yeah. So I lost it again. Oh yeah. Some ground rules. These could be legitimately scary stories that you personally have experienced. These could be fake stories, just not necessarily dreams. So like if you've got like a spooky ghost story that you want to tell, go on right ahead.
Ooh.
Doesn't even need to be scary
Charlie,
for
what
other
about-
people. Just needs to
Like
be
a
like
camp for you.
it could be like a near death experience. I guess
I've
you
never
witnessed.
had a near death.
Charlie, what about that?
I don't think any of us have. Have you guys?
I mean, not necessarily. I think I might have dramatized it a lot more in my head than I actually would have. But so me and my family went tubing down a
Ooh.
river, and my tube got stuck in a branch, and I was stuck. And so like I had to wedge out, and I had to go under the water, and I was down there for like a solid 15 seconds before I got out.
Whoa.
Kind of scary. But I don't think I would have drowned. Like, obviously not. But I think if you had to, like, if you told me, I think that's the closest thing I've had to a near-death experience.
Not near death, but this one time I got really scared for no reason.
And you
One
walked all
time-
the way to Culver's.
No.
What?
We're not. This was. What was it? Okay, it was It was after basketball practice, second, third grade, and I remember our practice was like at like night, and I remember I like walked out of the gym, and like I think almost everyone else, like there were like a few kids left, but this car comes in, and
You saw Jeff the Killer.
yeah, sure, and this guy walks out, and I could I could recognize this guy. Like I thought that I knew this person, and he's like, "Are you Mo?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop you back home." And I don't know why for like 5 seconds I got really scared, and then he was like, I don't know if I can't really say his name. I'm just gonna call him Adam. He's like, "Oh, I'm Adam," and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" And it was like one of my dad's like friends, and I was like, "All right, let's get it." But for like the 5 seconds where I didn't know who that was, I got scared.
Oh yeah, I have a scary picking up story.
Ooh.
So I was at
Oh.
a friend's house. No, I don't think you understand the story, Charlie. It's
Oh.
different. So I
I
was
don't
at a
like
friend's
picking
house
up
for a
stories. I
birthday.
don't like. Oh, sorry. I just don't like the fact that a stranger might pick you up in your car. That's the thing.
Spoopy.
Yeah, and some guy who was in the house, he was like, "Hey, are you Max? Yeah, your parents told me that I'm picking you up or dropping you off." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I got scared, and so I texted my mom. I'm like, "Yo, is anybody picking me up?" And I swear to God, I thought she said no, and I was about to lose my mind. But it then turns out actually was. She actually did tell him to pick me up, and I got dropped off, and it was okay.
Who was
Dude,
it though?
I was a little scared though.
Are you at Liberty?
No clue.
You it's.
So you still went in the car?
Don't know.
Well, okay.
Don't know.
So his mom told him that yes, so it's probably. I mean, the guy knew his name. So this is a legitimately scary story. I've told you guys this one. I told you guys this one. And
I think you did.
it doesn't have to
If
do
I'm
with me.
thinking correctly.
Doesn't have to do with me.
Okay.
Have I
But-
heard this one?
Yeah, no, I definitely told you guys, I think, or at least one of you has
Oh,
heard it.
okay.
But it doesn't have to do with me. I was either too young or I wasn't born at the time. But this happened to my sister. So
Oh, I haven't
uh
heard this.
my sister
No, you have.
my parents left my sister home alone for the first time, ever. So obviously it'd be a bit scary for a parent. I could see why. And so everyone except her was in the house. And so when they got back, they were in the house for a while, and then the police knocked on your door, and my mom opened it, and the policeman said, did anyone come in here, or did you let anybody in? And she asked my sister. She said no. And the man goes, there was a man banging on your door really loudly, and we came around, and he ran away. And apparently my sister had heard this, but she didn't let him in. And so my dad the next day saw him in our old backyard, and I might be getting a few details mixed up. They saw him in a backyard, and so they called the police. So it looked like the man was looking for something. They called the police, and the police went and talked to him, and 4 houses over in the backyard they found a gun. And when my
Again,
family
I remember that one.
when my family first told me that story, like it makes me kind of sick to my stomach when I think about it, because it's like, wow, like that close. I think that has to be at least the scariest occurrence for my sister, and I bet she doesn't even remember it. Shout out to my sister. I hope she's listening.
What's up,
I hope.
Charlie, sister?
Yeah, you
Okay,
you
guys,
know who
I have
you
scary
are.
Dang.
I have scary story. This has nothing to do with me. Nobody has told me. This is just a story I'm going to tell. All right, here we go.
You just made it up?
No, I found it online, so I'm going to say it.
Uh-oh.
So
Alright.
did you type in like scary stories online?
And no, I found this on my recommended, and I found a website.
Alright, let's
on
go.
it.
Let's hear it.
All right. And then y'all gotta rate it out of 10. 10 is scariest ever, and 1 is nothing. All right. A young girl named Lisa often had to spend time alone at home and at night, as her parents worked late. They brought her a dog to keep her company and protect her. One night, Lisa was awakened by a dripping sound. She got up and went to the kitchen to make sure the tap was off. As she was getting back into bed, she stuck her hand under the bed and the dog licked it. The dripping sound continued, so she went to the bathroom to make sure the tap was turned off there too. She went back to her bed and stuck her hand under the bed and the dog licked it again, but the dripping sound continued, so she went outside and turned off the faucets out there. She came back to bed, stuck her hand under it, and the dog licked it again. The dripping continued. Drip, drip, drip. This time, she listened and located the source of the dripping. It was coming from her closet. She opened the closet door and there found her poor dog hanging upside down with its neck cut open. Written on the inside
Demonetization.
of the closet door, humans can lick too.
Demonetization has
I don't
occurred.
like that. I don't like that one.
That's just
That's
kind of
not-
more like disturbing.
That's
Yeah,
that's.
no, that's-
All right, Mo, what do you rate it?
Oh wait, what is it? 0 is really bad. 10 is really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
It being scary, no. Disturbing for sure. I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'd give it a 3.
Brayden?
Yeah,
All right.
5, 4.
So 3, 4, and 5.
Oh. Oh, I actually want to say something real quick. But when we, I don't know, but for me, Brayden,
Timestamp that. Oh my god.
who played that?
That
Who
was
played
me
That
that
was Charlie.
time.
That was Charlie.
Wait,
it
you're
didn't even
timestamping it?
scare me. I just got mad.
Oh my god. Why is that
Wait,
funny?
did Brayden say something bad?
Yeah,
said- he
yes,
said,
he did. He said the bad word.
Dude. Okay. Usually I would be jumping out of my shoe.
Bro, Mo, he's behind you.
Dude, I'm looking behind me.
So-
All I see is my stuff. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
What was I talking about? Okay, yeah. But I wanted to say that, like, when I think of scary, there isn't just like one thing being scary. I think of creepy, disturbing, scary, and what else should I say? Horrific. Not even that. I think it's those 3.
I think
Horrific,
it's
not
the ability
horrific.
to stick in your mind, because I feel like if a scary
Yeah.
story doesn't stick with you, then it really didn't have a lasting
Something can be
impact.
creepy, ominous, like that. Something can be like disturbing, where it, like, kind of like, I don't know, makes like your insides
churn a bit.
churn.
Yeah. So
And then like something being scary is like it goes down to like your core, and you're like, you know, you're actually scared of that thing.
Yeah.
so if it's ominous, disturbing, and scary, then
Yeah. And I think the story that Max just said, it's not scary for me at all. It's just disturbing.
it's
A little bit
disturbing and a
creepy.
bit ominous.
Like, but am I scared of it? Nah, no, not really.
Yeah.
So what were we on? We can talk. We can go into we can just go into stories now, I guess.
Yeah.
This story's actually pretty
Stories, creepypastas,
scary.
whatever.
No,
All
not
right.
creepypastas just yet. I feel
Sorry.
like we have a bit more.
Pastas are just. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
This episode
again-
isn't actually as scary as you might think.
And
Yeah.
just so you guys know, we were really hyped for this episode. I'm really excited. Like, no joke.
Oh,
Dude, I
guys,
love this
I have-
episode.
Yeah.
Story.
You know what? I
Sorry,
think I
sorry.
should go
Max has a
first.
story. Max has a story. I'm
Oh
sorry.
shoot, yeah, you go, Max.
No,
You go.
Okay.
You go.
All right, I'm gonna read another story.
I'm
All
ready for this one, man.
Who's that hiding in the back seat?
Ooh.
Y'all have probably heard this before. Maybe some of you have
don't-
if you're really into the horror
Who's,
I
stuff.
don't think I
who's
have.
that
Alright.
hiding in the backseat? Just sounds like a title that I don't
All right,
want.
get ready.
Wait, just so everybody knows, I don't know if
I
Fire
need
said
my-
this. I am right now sitting in a pitch black closet.
Guys, I need my very scary storytelling voice. All right.
I'm already scared.
One night, a woman went out for drinks with her girlfriends. She left the bar fairly late at night and started driving home on a deserted highway. She noticed a pair of headlights in her rearview mirror approaching at a pace just slightly quicker than hers. As the car pulled up behind her, she glanced and saw the turn signal on. The car was going to pass. But then, suddenly, it swerved back behind her, pulled up dangerously close to her tailgate, and flashed its lights. Now she was getting nervous. The lights dimmed for a moment, then the bright lights came back on, and the car behind her suddenly surged forward. The frightened woman struggled to keep her eyes on the road. Finally, she turned onto the exit. The car continued to follow, flashing its light
Periodically.
flashing it bright periodically. Thank you.
Got you.
Through every stoplight and turn, the car followed her until she pulled into her driveway. She figured her only hope was to make a mad dash into the house and call the police. As she jumped out of the car, so did the driver of the car behind her, and he screamed, "Lock the door and call the police. Call 911." When the police arrived, the horrible truth was finally revealed to the woman. The man in the car behind her had been trying to save her. As he pulled up behind her and his headlights illuminated her car, he saw the silhouette of a man with a butcher knife rising up from the back seat.
Wait.
That's it.
Wait. I'm confused. So the guy who was following her was trying to alert her
Yeah,
that there was
because
somebody in the back of
there
her
was
car.
somebody in the back of her car who kept coming out, but whenever he shined the lights, he would hide back.
Oh.
in the back.
And so then the woman escapes, but the guy had his knife. Okay.
He sure did.
Dude, okay, let's rate that. I'm giving that like a 1.
Yeah, no, that didn't scare me at all.
That was pretty bad.
Didn't make me feel
Again,
scared.
it's
I've
kind
never
of-
heard
it's-
that. I don't know why you thought we heard that, but
Yeah, no, I felt.
I've heard that one. I actually have heard that.
You have to give
before.
credit to
Um,
people who actually make like scary movies. Like you have to give credit to those people. It's not easy.
this one I think you guys might have heard. It's a very short one.
What's
Doesn't really
what's
make a lot
the
of
name?
sense. I don't know what the name of it is. I'm remembering it off the top of my head because I've been told it like 8
okay.
times.
Sorry, my bad.
You've probably heard it too. So basically, this woman is babysitting a child.
Yeah,
In
you
a new
told us this one.
neighborhood,
Mhm.
and she looks out the window. She sees a grandma, and she's like, "Okay." And she walks, and so she left the child in the basement. She walks back to the basement, and the child was dead. I know, very very spooky.
Very, very, very scary. So
Yeah,
sad.
but so she
Really
calls
is.
the parents, and she's like, "Your child died." Oh no! So she looks out the window as she's calling the parents, and she sees the grandma now covered in blood, and so she calls the parents and said, "Your child was murdered by this old lady. I see her out the window." They ask what window, and she says the window at the back of the house, and they say that's not a window, that's a mirror.
What? Oh, dang.
So the grandma was inside the house the entire time, and that's the thing. The grandma's right behind her. It's stupid. I feel like it's stupid
Oh.
because I feel like the person would know that they see their own reflection and they know it's a mirror.
Yeah, wouldn't they see themselves?
Exactly.
Huh.
Have any of you heard that story? I've had
I've-
that told to me like 3 times, like in one day. Like I've had that story told to me so many times.
Charlie, do you know what the thing is? I've heard that story, but it's a different like variation of it, actually.
It's a different variation.
What-
Yeah. The
I don't.
those
what I
creepy
remember
ones.
is-
That those are the ones that get you.
Yeah, I think. You know, what do you guys think? Do you think stories that are like real, like if you guys know the channel Mr. Nightmare, like the stories he tells, like people submit to him as like real stories. Do you guys do you guys think the real stories are more scary because like, you know, it actually happened to somebody who's real, or like it could actually happen in real life, or do you think
The thought of it scares me.
yeah, or do you think like the stories that are like, you know, totally fiction, do those scare you more? I don't know.
mean,
like,
I
that
feel
sounds-
like with fiction, you could take a lot more liberty. People are, you know,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you tell someone it's a work of fiction, you know, obviously,
Okay,
like it's
here's
not
one.
real, but you know,
I found
you could
one
play with it a
in,
bit more, and you could dabble in like mysterious. So like, I'm on a 2nd floor right now, so if I saw a face in my window, you know, that would be more
Oh yeah,
fiction.
same.
That
I
would
would
be
be
like,
gone.
it would be scary, but like, you'd obviously know that I wasn't telling the truth unless I looked down and I saw a ladder. But
Okay, this story it comes as a little twist to the end, but
Oh.
I'll just go with it. I just looked up a bunch of scary stories. These are really short, but
All right, let's
this
go.
one's not that long. But my daughter woke me around 11:50 last night. My wife and I had picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party, brought her home, and put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read while I fell asleep watching the Braves game. Daddy, she whispered, tugging my shirt sleeve, guess how old I'm gonna be next month? I don't know, Beauty, I said as I slipped on my glasses. How old? She smiled and held up 4 fingers. It's 7:30 now. My wife and I have been up with her for almost 8 hours. She still refuses to tell us where she got them.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Fingers? Those aren't her fingers.
Can somebody explain this to me? I'm so.
They're not
I'm
her
so-
fingers. She held up 4 fingers.
She held up
but,
4
like,
fingers.
4
Okay.
amputated fingers.
This is a local
Oh.
story. This is a local story.
Ooh, okay.
This is a local
A
story.
local story? No.
Bro,
Like
Bo's gonna
it's
die.
homebrew. You've never heard it. I don't think it's anywhere on the internet. I might actually
I wanna
search it
hear
up.
it.
But
Wait, so this is actually about
this
the
story-
town that we like live in?
no. I meant like it's a. I shouldn't have said local story. I meant that freaked Mo out when I just mentioned that it could
Yeah,
be local.
dude.
What?
It's
Oh my god, I know this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I got so scared for a second. Yeah, Charlie, you go for it. I'm so
no,
sorry.
it's not a local story. No, I haven't told you this one. What? This is a
Oh, you
story.
have? Okay,
this
I'm
is a
not
story
sorry.
that you have to be in a certain circle to have it be told to you. Usually, I'll tell you. I might be the first time. I'll search it up on the internet, but I know that the story was made before.
Charlie, you're telling the story about the
internet.
hobo.
But anyway, no.
No, you're not. Oh,
But so I'll I don't know who to put in place of the
Paraphrase?
protagonist, so I'll just put my brother. So my brother I said his name. Yeah,
This okay. The
So-
protagonist's name will be Timmy.
sure. My brother, no, I'll just say my brother was going to a party at one of his friend's lake houses, and so this was a lake house that was like an island in the middle of a lake, so and the only way you could get to it was by boat, and you're
I've seen this.
kind of far away from land, so you could swim, but like you'd have to have a good physique to be able to, and so it was all well and good, and everybody slept on the top floor, and in the middle of the night my brother wakes up and he needs to go to the bathroom, and he's looking for the bathroom, okay, and he doesn't see any on the top floor for some reason, so he goes downstairs, okay, and he opens up a door. Now this was the basement door, and there was a sign on the basement door that said "Don't open under any circumstances." He didn't see this. He didn't see it, so he opened it, thinking that it was a bathroom, and he saw stairs leading down, and so he obviously knew that this wasn't the bathroom, but he decided that he might as well go down and see if there's a bathroom down there, and so he walks down to the basement, and it's illuminated by one light dangling by a wire, and that's about it. And then he looks and he sees a door slightly ajar, so he walks over to this door, and he opens it all the way through, and he sees this big corridor, this very long big corridor, and at the end of it is like a safe door, like it's got the spinny
safe,
wheel, and
like,
he
vault?
would have
Vault,
like a
yeah.
bank safe, a vault safe, yeah, exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
he would have left it at that if he hadn't noticed that door as well was slightly ajar. So he decides to investigate. So he walks over and he opens up the door. He opens up the vault door, and he sees a bunch of lab equipment. And so he knew that his friend's dad was like a scientist, but he didn't know. He didn't know what kind of science he did. And so he still didn't know what he does to this day, but he sees all this lab equipment, and he notices in the corner of the room There, it looks like what there seems to be a box with a tarp over it, but he hears breathing. He hears breathing from inside.
Oh.
So he walks over to the box. The breathing is getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And then he lifts up the tarp. And it's not a box, it's a cage. And inside of this cage was a gorilla.
Oh my
He
god.
stares
Bro,
at the gorilla.
wow.
He stares at the
No way.
gorilla. He stares at the gorilla for a bit. And the gorilla stares back at him. He felt this sense of uneasiness. He felt his heartbeat getting faster. And then it sort of washed it sort of washed away. And so he went outside the safe door. And as he was about to close the door, he heard a noise. He heard a noise what sounded like metal bars bending. And he ran as fast as he could down the corridor. He slammed the vault door. He looks behind him and he sees the vault door fly open, and he sees the gorilla standing there. And the gorilla starts chasing after him. He runs through the corridor, closes the door that enters the corridor, and ran up the stairs and closed that door. And by this point, he was freaking out and he didn't know what to do. There was no going back now. He didn't feel like going to the bathroom anymore. He ran around the house for a bit, but everywhere he went, the gorilla kept finding him. And then he ran out. And he didn't see any pontoon boats that carried them there. All he saw was a rowboat. So he ran. He ran as fast as he could. He got in the rowboat. And he paddled as fast as he could down the lake to see if he could make it to land. And then, even though he thought he was far enough away, his boat stopped and was being tugged back. And he saw the gorilla slowly pulling the boat in. And he gets close to the gorilla. And the gorilla touches him and says, "Tag, you're it."
What?
That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever.
Suspense for nothing. All that suspense for nothing.
What a great story. That's a comedy, honestly.
That kept you on edge, though.
I
That's-
was like, it did. I was like, what's gonna happen?
You know,
And then it just
no.
tag, you're in.
Well, no, I'm gonna be honest. When Charlie said there was a gorilla in the cage, I knew there's something off about this story. It's like no scary story is gonna have a gorilla in a cage.
Well, that's
Maybe
the
like
thing,
some
though. If you got
monster.
chased by a silverback gorilla, oh my god,
Dude, that would be
scary.
That would very much be scary.
It would be terrifying.
Oh my god.
Yo, I got a story.
Ooh, kidding.
Harambe's revenge.
Alright.
Wait. Actually, no.
Alright.
Actually, rip Harambe though. Rest in peace, Harambe.
I haven't read the story yet, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Ooh, it's a
Oh,
live
no.
reaction. Oh wait. I'm gonna give Charlie's a 10 out of 10 for comedy and a 0 out of 10 for scariness.
Listen, no, but it
kept
had
me
you
on
on.
edge.
It had you on edge for the entire story.
I'd give it a
Yeah, I'm
solid
gonna give it like an 8 out of 10. for
Until the
scary.
end.
Still a 10 out of 10. for
Until the
comedy.
end, man.
No.
If
Okay,
the
fine,
end was
fine,
a
fine.
bit scarier, you would have been, oh my god.
Yeah,
I'd say
fine.
4 out of
I'll give
10.
it a 6.
I'm doing 4 out of 10.
It was ominous, though. That's
Alright,
the thing.
I'm gonna-
Ugh.
It was ominous.
You guys don't
Rate-
understand.
I just thought.
The
No,
silverback
I
gorilla.
just- No, I kind of just thought it was comedic throughout it, just because like gorilla following you. That's all I can think about. But
As a
anyway,
story?
my story.
Okay.
Flying
You go for it
gorilla.
next. My boy Max.
I'm gonna rate this one too. All right. Was
Scary
babysitting
voice.
my niece once while I was staying at my brother's place, and they had the baby camera set up so I could see her on her little TV it came up with. I was studying and I started dozing off when I heard some whispering and realized it was coming from the monitor. Though I initially thought it was some feedback or something, but then I looked at the TV and there was a dark shadow near her crib. I have never been more terrified in my life, but the shadow was clearly there where I had not been before. I ran to her room and looked around and saw nothing, but I took her the hell out of there. I went back to the TV and the shadow was clearly gone. I told my brother what happened and he pulled me aside and told me not to mention it to my sister-in-law because she'll freak out. But that he had seen the same thing several times now with the same whispering. So that was a true story.
Actually,
That's it.
No, if that's true, that's really freaky. Actually, I would move to like a different.
Yeah, if
place.
that's true, I'd give that like a 6 out of 10.
I agree. If that's true, I'm gonna
Real
give it a
life
7.
traumatic incident, 6 out of 10. I'm not inclined to believe it. But you know what?
You know, anybody on the internet.
If
can
it's
say
real,
something's
if it's real, I'd give it an 8. If it's fake, I'd give it a 4 because they obviously could have done more with the story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even if they were trying to disguise it as real, they could have done something about it.
Yeah.
Do you guys
the
want to
baby
move on
disappeared.
To more
Like the baby was.
creepypastas?
Yeah, I think now it's time to go over to creepypastas. This is the point in the episode where it's not gonna get as scary.
Oh, yeah. I got the rake story. I could read it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh no, we can't. We don't read the whole thing though. It's really long.
Let me. Okay, yeah, this is like a shorter version.
Oh, for the short version.
This is just describing the rake.
Oh well,
So-
then that's not fun. Okay.
Wait, Charlie? Don't you know
No,
the story?
no.
If you know the story, could you tell it? I don't know it for
I can't
sure.
recall the story.
I'm reading this. This is actually kind of scary. All right.
Okay.
It's
Centuries.
it's a photorealistic it's photorealistic Mario bleeding everywhere.
That honestly is what it is.
You know, we should end the stream by writing our own creepypasta. Just do an improv creepypasta. Oh, we should end the stream. Well, I mean, not the stream. We should end where it's a like repeat like
where everybody goes around and says a word.
Yeah, but except we should do a sentence at a time so that it doesn't get too.
Ooh, I like that idea. Okay.
I like that idea. That's how we're gonna end it off. But for now, let's listen to Max, the boy.
All right. For centuries, there have been tales of a creature that appears in the night and destroys the lives of those it encounters. Nearly 24 reports from victims recount identical experiences. They awaken in the night to see it standing in the room at the foot of the bed. It is shaped like a man, but nothing about it is human. Its eyes are black and hollow. You stare into them. You blink to shake the image away, but it's still there. You will never close your eyes without seeing it ever again. Every night, it returns, standing at the foot of your bed, watching you. Your sanity begins to decay. You no longer sleep, but you desperately clench your eyes shut. You know what you'll see staring back at you if you dare open them. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
scary.
the rake.
Honestly.
That's the rake.
Something like that at the foot of your bed.
Anything on the foot.
Anything
of my
at the
bed,
foot of my bed's gonna creep me the hell out. Are you kidding me?
Dude, anything is getting close to you.
Floating lasagna would scare the hell out of me. Like what?
Floating lasagna. Honestly,
Actually,
yes.
no, honestly.
Imagine turning your head and just seeing a bowl, like not a bowl, just a
plate of
floating
lasagna.
Yeah.
Talk about some creepy pasta. Hey! Get him! Oh my god!
How did I not notice that setup? How did I not notice that setup? I knew you were said. I said
Yeah,
you
let's
said
go. I'll see myself
scared
out. Thank you, everybody. This has been the 7.5 Hour Podcast. I'm Charlie.
No.
That's Braden. That's Mo. That's Max. Wash your hands.
No, we're not ending it there. We're not ending it.
That would be an amazing thing to end it off on, though. Are you kidding me?
Why would you do that?
I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening.
I'm mad.
I
don't
said
get it.
floating lasagna. If I saw floating lasagna at the foot of my bed, it'd be scary. And they went, yeah, if I saw floating lasagna, that kind of creeped me out. And I said, talk about some creepy pasta, eh?
Oh my god, Charlie, I hate you. Charlie, you're terrible.
Oh, no.
I can't contain my anger. Oh,
Dude,
why would you do that?
everybody's gonna dislike the pod now after that.
You
oh
know
my
what?
God, that's
It's
terrible.
well deserved. It's well deserved.
That was
This
cringe.
is
That was
that
cringe.
joke
That
has
was
single-handedly
cringe.
made this the best episode of the podcast to date. That's
Okay.
amazing,
Dude,
dude.
that's
when
a
our
moment that's gonna live on
when
in infamy.
when Mink listens to it, he's gonna kill me. He's literally gonna come over to my house and kill
No,
me.
he's actually not. Okay.
Oh my
but
God.
Mo, another thing. So since we're like huge Sonic fans, right?
Oh my god.
We
Oh my
probably heard
God, let's
everything
talk
about
about
Sonic. This is just about the time. Like Sonic EXE, Sonic.exe.
So,
Scariest thing to my childhood to date. Like,
do you
I
guys
cannot
want to explain the story of
man.
Sonic.exe, or are you just gonna mention
Brayden,
it?
do you want to or should I?
You do it, because I'm not too familiar on it.
Also, by the way,
Okay,
the sounds that me and Max were playing before, those were from that game. Sonic.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, like me and Brayden said, we were big Sonic fans as a kid, And like this is a fan-made game, and it traumatizes you honestly. But I think I was a kid. I was a little kid, probably. Yeah, I was a really little kid. But yeah, again, I was a Sonic fan, and what this is a fan-made game, I believe. There's a creepypasta that goes along with it, but it's actually a game as well.
Yeah, I found the whole creepypasta. It's really long though.
Yeah, we don't have to read it, but how the game goes, it's basically like there's like different Sonic characters, and they're all getting like killed one by one by this Sonic.exe, and like the picture.
You can't prevent it.
Yeah, the game, like you can't stop it. Like the game just will have you lose, and how the Sonic looks is he has red eyes. He's like it's like bloodshot, and like it's a really
bad version of it though, Charlie.
It's weird.
It's a really it's like when I was a kid, if you see the picture, it's like really scary. But like now looking at it, it's kind of like it's not that bad anymore. But
my heart just jumped because I heard this loud beep while we're talking about this in the dark. I'm scared.
Max is the baby man. Max is the baby man now. Max is baby man.
Yo, bro, I jumped.
That one. That's the one. That's the scary one.
Oh,
yeah,
so
I think
the story of it goes like some guy found a ROM of Sonic.exe. He just found like a file to play on the computer, but it wasn't Sonic. It was a Sonic, but he was murdering Tails and Knuckles and Eggman, and he had bloodshot eyes. Blood came out of his eyes, and he had red eyes, and he's scary.
And I have to say, I've never played the game. I've watched somebody play the game.
There's one part, I'm gonna read one part of the story. It says, anyway, I looked at the disc and it looks like any ordinary computer CD-R disc, except it had the black marker on it written Sonic.exe, and it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from somewhere else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it since I'm a big Sonic fan. So that's kind of how they found the game. It was just a CD. And then when they entered the game, the sky darkened and the emblem was rusted, ruined, and the Sega 1991 said Sega 666.
It's honestly really stupid if you ever read it or watch it.
It
would sort of be like, how could anybody be scared of this? And this is sort of like the feel that a lot of creepypastas have now. If you ever read creepypastas that you've read in the past before and you were scared by, you're like, why did I ever think that this was anything but like stupid?
Yeah,
and
the game
says, sitting on my bed staring right at me was a Sonic plushie smiling with bloodstains under its eyes.
Yeah, I think the story itself is terrible, but the game is actually kind of well made. Like I've seen somebody play the game. And like, you know, it's a really terrible environment. You know, there's like a bunch of like dead animals and stuff. But
yeah, otherwise I would have played it.
Ever since
it's really traumatizing, especially as a kid. It's terrible because you're seeing like your favorite character.
And Sonic is like my favorite character ever.
Yeah, just having Sonic be the bad guy
scared the crap out of me.
A lot of the creepypastas sort of follow the same formula when it comes to like a character being altered. Like, and they have like the same cliche, like they'll have bloodshot eyes and photorealistic face. Like, it's not that scary, really. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, even the images. But I think my favorite like type of creepypastas to laugh at have to be the quote unquote lost episode. And so basically, they follow the formula where they're like,
Charlie,
I worked for the studio that produces such and such show, and I noticed that they had one episode that hadn't been aired yet, and it was like a tape that said "Do not air," and they played it, and it was like it's some disturbing thing. Like, it's just so stupid based on like, why would the creators make this like disturbing thing? Like, what would it? I don't know, but we might get to that in a second. But I want Mo to keep talking about him watching for Sonic.exe in the bathroom. Do you remember?
Okay, no, we're not talking about.
No, you gotta talk about.
No, we're not.
Mo was so afraid of Sonic.exe.
Stop. No. We're not talking about
you.
No, we're not. No, if we're gonna talk about it, I'll do it myself. But
okay, do it then.
I forgot how I came to the video in the first place, but I do remember watching it. I got really scared because, you know, traumatizing event. Oh, blibbity blobbity, whatever. I was really scared. So, oh my god, dude, I really don't want to say it. This is odd in the public. Do I have to say it?
Okay.
Do I have to? Okay,
What's
I
so
won't- I
afraid
won't-
about leaving the bathroom door open so that Sonic.exe wouldn't get you? That's
Okay, so
literally all it
basically-
is.
Okay, I was so scared that I used to leave the bathroom door open a little bit, just because if I saw Sonic.exe coming, I could either yell for help or, I don't know.
Run
And
out.
again,
Fast as
I'm
you
very, I'm very embarrassed by it. And again, you have to remember, I'm a little kid, okay? Like,
We
I know it's
know,
bad.
we know.
I know it's
We
embarrassing.
don't think that you do this now.
Yeah.
It's obvious
Okay.
we're-
So basically,
I'm not trying
that
to make
happened.
Yeah,
and-
Mo still leaves the bathroom door open because he's
to
scared of Sonic.
to this day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and again, and you guys are gonna be wondering, well, Mo, why aren't you like that now? And the thing is, there's like a bunch of other fan-made games, and again, I'm going all nerd mode, but there's a part 2 where the real Sonic comes in and saves the day.
Right. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
and that made
I
me feel
forgot about
better.
that.
Yeah, that's where it's real at.
I wanted to,
Going in it too.
I just sort of wanted to bring up these are a bit weird scenarios, but they're like a scenario that I can picture where you're helpless in the situation or you're stuck in a very sticky situation. And it's got a really weird name, but I call them bathroom stall situations. But it's basically like if you were in a bathroom stall, okay, you're doing your business, and then all of a sudden the door opens and you hear like a noise. Like what would you do in that situation? So I'd be like, if you heard Sonic.exe's laugh while in the bathroom stall, you would be terrified, okay? I played
Oh my
it
God,
earlier in the podcast, but
It really is bad.
like the game is really well made, like what they said.
Oh my god, yeah, the game is really. I think, yeah, the game is well made. I haven't played it myself. Honestly, I could. Like, I'm a grown kid now, and I would not get scared at all. Again, if you look at it from like a point of view from like an older person, it's not scary at all, But yeah, and Charlie, before we get to the lost episode stuff, I want to mention one more game. We touched on it before. But in the Pokemon series, I bet everybody who's listening to this knows what Pokemon is. Pretty big franchise. But in the first Pokemon game ever created, Pokemon Red and Blue, there's this one town called Lavender Town. And the music that accompanies the town is
Did we talk
really...
about this at the start?
Yeah, we already talked
it's
about
really
this in the
yeah.
start about how you and
But
Brayden and
We-
Mo
yeah.
We were baby about it.
were
We
have been
But I
were
wanna
scared
get to the
about it
creepy- I
until
wanna get
2
to
weeks
the-
ago.
I want to
Until
get
2
to the
weeks ago.
creepypasta part about it. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure,
So-
yeah.
Alright.
So basically what
Because
the
it's actually
creepypasta is,
really
I'm gonna summarize. It is really disturbing, and for a time I thought it was actually real, but
It is real though. Wait, are you talking about
is-
the one where
no.
the Lavender Town
the-
syndrome, or the story behind Lavender Town itself?
no, the creepypasta.
Oh, the
That's definitely not
creepypasta.
real.
Okay, yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
not real.
but what the creepypasta is that when the game first released in Japan, when kids would like listen to the music, what would happen was like these kids would have like depression and like suicidal thoughts, and like it says like in the creepypasta like thousands of kids like committed like suicide, and again that's like a terrible thing to like talk about.
But it was in the beta test version of the game that they.
Yeah,
said
it was the
this.
beta test
certain
version of the
kids.
game,
And
and
like within the first 5 minutes of listening to it, that would happen.
and this town became so infamous and like just like culture in general that there's a bunch of more creepypastas on it. I know there's one where it's so there's this one part in the town, like in the actual game, where like it talks about like a Pokemon dying and stuff, and like it's pretty dark.
Well,
and, like, there's
that's
a bunch
because
of other
it's
fan-made
the
games.
town of the spirits. They're
Yeah,
very
it
they're
is.
very I don't think we need to
Mhm.
go over the Pokemon lore. But like the
Yeah, we don't
actual
have to.
town itself is kind of eerie, not just music wise, but
yeah, even
Yeah.
though like the big tower.
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
about
yeah.
enough
It's
about
meant to be
Lavender
scary.
Town.
It is, yeah,
Let's
it's
get
definitely
into
meant to
the
be
very
scary.
stupid creepypastas that like have
Oh,
that-
can we? Does
Yeah,
anybody know the story of Ben Drowned? We have to start off with Ben Drowned.
nah.
Oh, Ben Drowned.
Oh,
You don't wanna talk
It is
about it?
another video game one. But
It's
like
it's just one of
kinda
those where
sick.
like I found a game at a garage sale belonged to
It's really
a kid who
generic.
drowned.
Yeah, it is really generic.
It's not
Alright.
anything that like I want to talk about the really stupid one. Jesus Christ.
That was loud.
okay, don't care.
It got me.
That's some-
Wow.
That's some of the music that plays during Sonic.exe.
I
Alright,
hated
what story do you
that.
guys want to talk about?
That scared me again. God damn it. Okay.
Yes.
I'll talk to you
Charlie,
about this. So it's called Dead
Are you talking
Bart,
about
and
lost episodes?
to summarize what
Dead
Dead Bart was.
Oh my god, Dead Bart.
It's about this guy, and he's talking about. He's like, I've heard of this episode from the first season of The Simpsons called Dead Bart, and it was written by Matt Groening, and anybody who was on The Simpsons doesn't like talking about it. One of the writers on The Simpsons was asked about Dead Bart, and he left the panel early. And so it's like one day it's like I bugged Matt Groening outside of his apartment or something. It's like he said the words Dead Bart, and he's like, and he gave him a website link and said, don't tell anyone I showed you this. And so basically he went to the website, and it was an MP4 of the supposed lost episode. This is all fake, but it just talks about how Bart dies, and there's like a photorealistic picture of his corpse and stuff, and like it cuts to the town years later. It's all abandoned and decrepit, and they're laughing at Bart's grave, but there's like other gravestones with guest stars who've died. I don't. It's God, dude, it's really so stupid, but like they're just so funny. Like,
dude, imagine going up to him and being like, "Dead Bart." He'd probably be like, "Shut up." What are you talking about?
I bet. Like, I don't think he's heard it too much, but I bet if you brought it up to him, he'd probably know what you're talking about.
It's so bad. It's infamous.
No, Dead Bart's not really infamous. The infamous one is
Jeff.
No, the Squidward. Yeah.
Oh my God. This one got to me a little.
They're
bit.
not scary. It's basically, it's a lost episode of SpongeBob, and Squidward has photorealistic eyes and bloodshot eyes, photorealistic face. Actually, I think like Suicide Squidward was like the first not one of the first, but like it started the trend. It started the trend of photorealistic bloodshot eyes, sort of like that.
Yeah.
Because after that, all episodes like that, they were almost all like that.
They even put Suicide.
Well, I know. I kind of know.
Obviously, looking at creepypastas now, you could tell that it's just a bunch of kids trying to think of like the scariest thing they could think of to creep people out. You know, I don't think any creepypasta writer is like over the age of 20. But so
or if they are, they're probably just like in their basement.
But I think we're getting it's looking like it's gonna probably be the end of the stream pretty soon. So why don't we do the
why do you say
why do I say stream? I don't know why I'm saying stream. Podcast. It looks like we're getting to the end of the podcast, and I think it's time that
Which one should we end it off with?
No, we're doing the we write our own creepypasta, but we each do a sentence instead of like one.
All right, let's go for it.
Well, like we just keep completing sentences, so it will go.
Low key, we might actually have to make a part 2 for this one.
Max, Mo, Braden, me. Nah, we're good. Max, Mo, Braden, me.
Max, Mo, Braden.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Max, Mo, Braden. All right. So I start.
Okay, one word.
No, it's one sentence.
Oh,
then you make another sentence. And then it just loops around until we get to the end of the story.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
You could make. By the way, you can make this as silly as you want it to be. You don't need to take this seriously at all.
Yeah, no.
But obviously, if you want to, go ahead.
One day on a Valentine's Day night,
I was walking through an alley.
And there was a cardboard box.
The cardboard box looked like any ordinary box, except it had writing on the side of it that said, "Do not open."
I walked over and opened it anyway, and I got grabbed at 150% and got up tilted and died.
That's truly scary. Don't ever talk about that again.
Up tilt.
I feel bad for the people who don't know what I feel bad for the people who don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. He's referencing a video game.
I heard cardboard box, and I was like, oh.
Let's try to make it longer.
I heard it was Snake.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me.
Same order.
All right.
Up tilt.
150%. He's gone.
All right, let me think. I was out trick-or-treating late with friends on Halloween.
Throughout the night, we were by ourselves as our friends' parents had left for the night.
We were in his basement playing video games, pretty much anything.
When I heard an ominous tapping at the window.
We played it off as if it was just our imaginations from like a sugar coma, but then we kept hearing it over and over.
It became to a point where it became. It came to a point where it became. But at that point, we thought it was just one of our friends playing a joke on us.
We decided to go outside to investigate, and when we went out, there was nothing there.
That beeping scared the hell out of me.
I know.
That beep. What is
I
that
have
beep?
no idea what it is.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is.
Anyway. When we tried to get back into the house through the back door, it was mysteriously locked from the inside.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You went back around the house and knocked on the window, hoping my parents would let me back in.
But your parents are gone for the night.
Yeah, his parents are gone for the night.
Oh, I was knocking on the door, hoping that maybe somebody was still inside.
We knocked for at least 5 minutes with still no response. But then, one of our friends remembered that he kept a spare key.
The spare key was under the mat, so we decided to go look and grab it. But when we looked for it, it wasn't actually there.
We decided to look through the window to see if there was anybody who wasn't wanted inside the house. And we saw. I'm setting Max up the perfect way to either make this story
Ruin it or
scary
make it
or make
really
it
good.
funny.
No, I'm gonna continue the scary route. In the corner of our eyes, we saw a shadow figure standing there with a Halloween basket.
Examining the figure more, it looked to be really skinny, but at the same time tall. But we didn't even recognize who it even could be. Not even a clue.
We thought it was kind of funny at the same time scary, thinking it was like one of those funny creepypastas like Slender Man. Though we just kind of played it off as nothing and just thought we were seeing things.
Then it walked to the window, and we could get a better look at its figure and its form in the light. And what we saw was...
Max again.
Max.
But Max has done a pretty good job.
Large, skinny woman with long black hair, and it whispered, "Trick or treat."
Ooh. Alright. We jumped.
I don't-
Wait, should I continue it or is that the end?
Yeah, continue.
Sure,
Go
continue.
for it, keep going. Let's see.
We jumped out of our shoes after seeing the woman whisper trick or treat with a grinningly wide smile. We decided to go around back to the house.
What?
Around to the other side of the house. Whatever.
Why?
In the backyard, back in the backyard, I went into my garage and got a huge sledgehammer out of the garage to break.
Well,
back into the house.
this is gonna be a brawl, bro.
No, I was saying to break back into the house.
Oh, okay.
To me.
No, it's mine.
Yeah. Try.
We broke the window and climbed into the house. Okay, I'm a bit confused. First of all, why would we go to the backyard? Second of all, why would we try and break into the house when there's an intruder inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a smart decision right here. So, are you done with your turn, Charlie?
No,
Hey, Charlie. So,
yeah,
would
he's done.
So we broke the window and we climbed back inside the house.
then, while entering the house, I realized, why the hell are we going back in the house? I'm getting out of here. So I ran away.
My friends soon realized this was a better idea, so we got out of our house and contacted our neighbor.
Our neighbor was a huge dunce and said nothing but call the cops, so that's what we did.
Good dunce.
But upon closer inspection, it turned out that our neighbor it turned out that our neighbor was Sonic.exe.
Sorry, continue it.
I don't know how we can continue it. We're
All
just
right,
making this stupid.
I'll go. At the
No,
corner.
no, it's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Next turn, next turn.
My bad.
Then we saw dead Bart.
And then
Timestamp.
no, we're
For what?
terrified. What'd we say?
We saw Sonic.exe.
Yeah, we saw Sonic.exe.
The neighbor was Sonic.exe the whole time.
The neighbor was Sonic.exe
And then,
the whole time.
And then we're in shock that Sonic EXE is our neighbor. And then we look behind him and we see hyper realistic Squidward in the background along with dead Bart. we found dead Bart there too. Bart was there too.
Wait.
Most
Okay. We are flabbergasted to see such ominous creatures. So we turned around and we looked and we ran to a door. Once we opened it, it seemed to be a bathroom where we saw a little kid named Mo.
little boy.
Because of all the things that he'd seen before. He actually ran in there before everyone else, seeing everything before they had.
I think we should let this kid Mo survive.
I don't know.
I think we should.
We all
There you
looked at
go.
each other and we knew the situation was dire. We knew what we needed to do. We knew what we needed to do. Someone had to die to keep us alive for sustenance. We looked at the little Indian kid.
No, Charlie, don't. Charlie, if you do this.
And we decided
Charlie.
to...
Eat the little Indian kid.
Before we could decide, Slenderman broke open the window and stole the little Indian boy away from us.
No!
Okay.
No! They took Mo!
It's fine.
You got got
Moments
by
later.
Slenderman. What do you mean?
Moments later, we turned around and saw Sonic.exe steal one of our friends. Oh no! But then we hear a faint knock. It turns out it's Mo, and instead he's accompanied by Superman and Batman, and they defeated all the bad guys.
He was accompanied by the real Sonic.
Mo comes in the door, accompanied by Super Sonic, and all your favorite characters, and then the friend asks, "Wait, but what happened to Slenderman?" And then Mo says, "Slenderman? Never heard of him."
And then Slenderman comes
Don't
out.
get
And then
it.
Slenderman comes out and eats Mo.
This kid Mo is gonna survive. I'm telling you,
The
he's
end.
surviving out here.
Slenderman comes up behind them all after he says that.
Yo,
and
but
kills
then-
them all.
Alright, this is
No,
getting too
no.
stupid and
No,
the
no, no, no,
podcast
no.
is droning on for too long.
I like this story.
It's
That's
fun.
yours. It's
I
big funny.
kind of wanted to make a story where it was gonna be like a person was murdering everyone in the household, and then there was one room that they didn't check, and it was a bedroom. They looked in and they heard noises coming from the closet, and they slowly crept to the closet, and then I was gonna leave it at that, and I was gonna have Mo. I was gonna have it just involve Mo.
Dude.
But oh my god, we're getting to like an hour and 20 minutes. So I
Oh my
think
God.
that this is the perfect time to leave it up. We've said some actually scary stories. We've made fun of creepypastas. We made a very stupid creepypasta. I don't think there's anything else that we need to do.
And Mo saved the day.
And I
so,
guess
you
Mo
know.
saved the day.
I
Him and
I think this is my
his
favorite
weird ass
podcast.
bowl cut.
Shut up. All right.
All right. This
I'm
has been the
I'm
3.5
gonna
Arms
keep this Charlie kid from
podcast.
talking,
This
yeah.
has been the 7.5 Arms podcast. Thank you for
Make
watching.
sure to
Be sure to like, comment,
subscribe,
and
and share.
like, comment, and subscribe. And as always,
And
wash
wash
your
your
hands.